It begins on a Tuesday morning, the kind that smells like exhaust and burnt coffee. The city is already awake, restless, impatient. Beneath an overpass coated in dust and time, a man named Arjun sits with a metal bowl in his lap. His fingers tremble from the cold. Though it's not winter, it's habit. He's been here for 12 years, at the same spot, watching lives move past him like trains he was never meant to catch. His face has become part of the street, his voice part of its silence. Some call him the beggar who never speaks. But once, a lifetime ago, Arjun used to teach children how to read. That was before the flood, before the debt, before his wife's hospital bills drowned him deeper than any river could. At 7:42 a.m., a black car glides to a stop in front of him. Not the kind that slows down for red lights, the kind that doesn't need to. Its doors open with the soft hiss of wealth. A man steps out, pressed suit, gold watch, the quiet arrogance of someone who doesn't look down often. He doesn't toss a coin, doesn't avoid eye contact either. He just stands there, staring at Arjun. For a moment, the street noise fades. The beggar squints through the sunlight. Through the years, through the fog of memory, the man kneels. Cameras stop clicking, phones lower, and in a voice only Arjun can hear, he says, "You were my teacher." Arjun's breath catches. The name comes back before the face. Karan, a boy who once sat in the back of his classroom, who wrote equations on the walls because there weren't enough books to go around. Arjun had told him once, numbers never lie. People do. Karan had laughed. That was 25 years ago. Now, that boy stands before him, worth billions, his name printed on skyscrapers, his face on magazine covers. "Do you remember me?" Karan asks. His voice is calm, but cracks around the edges, as if time has been rehearsing this moment for years. Arjun nods slowly, his lips trembling. "I remember everyone who left," he whispers. Karan's eyes drop to the bowl, empty, rusted, dented from 1,000 coins and 1,000 indignities. He reaches into his pocket, but not for money. He pulls out a folded check, signs it with the kind of pen that costs more than most people's lives, and places it inside the bowl. Arjun doesn't look at it. He just stares at the man kneeling before him. "Why?" he asks. Karan exhales. "Because once, when my father couldn't pay for my books, you bought them yourself. You said every child deserves a fair chance to fail." His voice breaks on the last word. "I failed you," he adds. The street watches in silence. Traffic slows. Someone records. A news van pulls over. But this isn't a performance. It's a confession. For the first time in decades, Arjun feels seen. But it's not the money that makes his hands shake. It's the weight of memory. He remembers Karan's father, a mechanic who worked nights to feed him. He remembers the day he left school, promising to come back and teach again. And he remembers how the flood took everything before he could. Karan looks at the beggar who once shaped his life and says, "You taught me the value of giving. I just forgot who taught me." Arjun stares at the check. It's more than enough to change everything. Buy a home, restart his life, escape this pavement that has known every one of his tears. But he folds it carefully and slides it back into Karan's hand. "You already paid," he says softly. "You remembered." The billionaire doesn't move. The cameras flash. Reporters whisper. The city hums impatiently. But for these two men, time stops. Finally, Karan stands, his expression unreadable. He places something beside the bowl, his gold watch, and walks away without looking back. The car door closes. The engine fades. At 8:03 a.m., the street returns to life. Buses roar, vendors shout, a child laughs. Arjun looks at the watch glinting in the sun. He doesn't pick it up. He leaves it there, beside the bowl, a symbol of everything he lost and everything he chose not to chase again. That afternoon, the clip spreads online. The beggar and the billionaire. 2 minutes of humanity in a city that forgot what it meant. Some call it staged, others call it redemption. But neither of them speaks again. Karan disappears from headlines a month later, selling his company and vanishing from public life. Arjun keeps returning to his spot. Same time, same street, same silence. Only now, people stop, not to give money, but to listen. Because in a world obsessed with wealth, one quiet moment between a beggar and a billionaire became a mirror. And for the first time, both of them saw what they'd been missing. Not fortune, not fame, but the price of kindness.